It's very easy for the United States to get into a conflict. It is very hard to get out, right? Once you start shooting, getting out is, think Afghanistan, 20 years. And the problem with Ukraine is it blew up in 2014. So John writes his piece. This is the piece that you were referring to that I wrote in 2014. John says, we should back off here, right? This is going to lead to no good, right? But we double down, right? We're still in the unipolar moment, but we're, heading at it. We double down. And by the way, one of the reasons we double down is it's the unipolar moment. We think we're Godzilla. We're so powerful. Screw the Russians. They're protesting. By the way, NATO expansion, first tranche, 1999. Russians scream bloody murder. What did we do? We ignored them, just pushed on. 2004, second tranche of NATO expansion. And this included the Baltic states, right? Russians scream bloody murder. What do? Shove it down their throat, move on. April 2008, Putin screams bloody murder. He's, just to show you what good friends we were with Putin in 2008, and that NATO expansion into Ukraine and Georgia was not aimed at Putin. Not aimed at Putin. Putin was at Bucharest. We were playing kissy face with him at Bucharest, right? We didn't see him as a great threat. We just thought we were Godzilla. Shove it down his throat, right? You all know that two countries were going to come in, April 2008. We said Georgia and Ukraine will come in. A war broke out in Georgia in August of 2008 on this very issue. People like me said, oh my God, right? The Russians are serious. Putin wasn't blowing smoke. Then the war breaks out in Ukraine, the low-level war, in February of 2014. February 22nd, 2014. I say, this is what I say, time to back off. This is, going to lead to no good, right? The Russians are deadly serious. But we're in the fight now, right? Getting out. You think we're getting out of Ukraine? You think we're getting out of the Middle East? We're sinking into the deep muddy. You know the deep muddy, Pete Seeger? You remember Pete? You're all too young to remember. You probably are too young to remember Pete Seeger.
I heard about him. I read about him in history.
This gentleman looks like he remembers Pete Seeger. Sinking into the deep muddy, right? We're in the deep muddy in the Middle East. We're in the deep muddy in Ukraine, right?